You've heard of digital gold, right? Of course you have. It's the original crypto giant. But just like in the real world, gold isn't the entire picture. It's got a sibling, a faster, more nimble sibling, silver. So what's the digital version of that? Right. If Bitcoin is our digital gold, then what in the world is digital silver? Well, that's exactly the question we're going to dig into. And believe me, the answer takes us to one of the oldest and most fascinating projects in all of crypto. All right, let's jump right in. The crypto dot actually earned the nickname digital silver was one of the very first to look at Bitcoin's incredible idea and say, okay, we can run with this, but in a slightly different direction. And here it is, Litecoin, or LTC. Now get this, it was launched way back in 2011. In crypto years, that basically makes it an ancient relic. Its mission, right from day one, was crystal clear. Take the magic of Bitcoin, but make it faster and lighter, specifically for everyday, person-to-person payments. Now, to really understand Litecoin, you have to know that it wasn't just built out of thin air. No, it has a direct family line. It shares DNA with Bitcoin itself. So think of it less like a rival and more like a spin-off, one with its own special purpose. The official term for this is a fork. The best way to think about it is like this. Imagine you take the complete blueprint for a car. You copy it, and then you say, okay, this design is brilliant, but I'm going to tweak the engine to be lighter and make the transmission shift way faster. That is exactly what a fork is in the world of code. And this slide really just lays it all out. It all began with Bitcoin's original code. Then, back in 2011, a developer named Charlie Lee basically copied and pasted that technology. But, and this is the important part, he added his own unique improvements, all focused on speed and accessibility. And just like that, Litecoin was born. So what were those key improvements? This is where Litecoin really starts to build its own identity, where it becomes digital silver. And it all really comes down to three main differences from its big brother, Bitcoin. This table right here, it tells you pretty much everything you need to know at a glance. When you put it side by side with Bitcoin, Litecoin is faster, there's more of it, and it uses a completely different kind of engine to run the whole thing. So let's break down what each of those actually means for you. First up, speed. A new block of Litecoin transactions gets confirmed about every 2.5 minutes. Bitcoin, on the other hand, takes a full 10 minutes. That means Litecoin is literally 4 times faster. When you're standing in line trying to buy a coffee, trust me, that's a difference you can feel. Next, let's talk about supply. There will only ever be 84 million Litecoins in existence, compared to Bitcoin's 21 million. You see the pattern? It's exactly 4 times more. And this wasn't an accident. The idea was to make each individual coin less rare and so lower in price, which is just perfect for smaller, everyday purchases. It's just like silver and gold. And finally, the engine. Think of it like this. Bitcoin's mining system, its engine, is all about brute force. It rewards pure muscle, needing these giant specialized computers. But Litecoin's system, called Script, was designed to be more like a brain game. It relies on computer memory. The goal, at least originally, was to make it more democratic, so almost anyone with a decent computer could help secure the network. Okay, so that's all the technical stuff. But how does this actually work out in the wild? What are people really doing with digital silver? Well, just like it was designed to, Litecoin is great for quick payments and sending money with really low fees. But here's the part I find absolutely fascinating. Its role as a testbed for brand new crypto technology. It's often the place where fresh ideas get their trial run before they're even considered for the heavyweight champ, Bitcoin. And this is the perfect example of that. The Lightning Network, this game-changing tech for making crypto payments instant, was actually up and running on Litecoin first. You can think of Litecoin as the nimble test pilot, the one who takes the experimental jet for a spin to make sure it's safe before you put it on the multi-billion-dollar aircraft carrier that is Bitcoin. So when we put all these pieces together, what's the big picture? Well, in a really noisy, crowded market, Litecoin has managed to carve out a very clear and lasting identity for itself. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Litecoin was never meant to be a Bitcoin killer. Not at all. It's a partner. It is the transactional silver to Bitcoin's store of value gold. One is for saving and holding value. The other is for spending and using every day. They're like two sides of the same, digital coin. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. For more than a decade now, Litecoin has proven that it's tough and that it's useful.
But we're in a world now that's flooded with thousands of other crypto projects, all screaming for attention. So the real question is being the reliable digital silver enough to keep its place near the top? That's the question that's going to define its future.